Perfect. Thank you so much, Chris. There are a few questions that we'll get to in a moment. Before I do that, however, I just wanted to thank you all again for spending time with us today to review smart enterprise architecture and some of the perils that organizations face and some of the ways that we can be smarter about doing it. I also just wanted to let you know that on our website, on www.casewise.com, we have a section called On Demand where you can sign up for additional webinars, download white papers, and also see other videos of demonstrations or other recorded webinars. So I encourage you all to go to the On Demand section of our website. And for those that are actually using social media, please make sure to check us out and follow us on Twitter, and that's twitter.com/casewise, as well as find us on Facebook. So we've got a presence out there in social media, and again, the beautiful thing about that is for those that are interested and want to learn more, by following us and interacting with us, we have the opportunity to let you know things that are happening that might be relevant to you. So thanks for allowing me the social media promotion. There are a few questions, as I stated earlier. Let's tackle a couple of them, and then for those that we can't get to, we will send a follow-up Q&A for everyone to have a copy of that shortly. So, Chris, this first one I'm going to throw at you talks a little bit about the situation earlier about setting right expectations. And it was a situation where a company wanted to do so much, and they had all these great things they wanted to do. And the approach that CaseWise took was, listen, these are all great things, but let's try to tackle this, one step at a time. That must, and I'm paraphrasing here, but essentially the question is, that must have been a difficult conversation, or how did you broach that conversation with the client?
Yeah, that is a great question, and the answer, first off, is yes, it was a difficult conversation to have because they came to us, obviously, looking for information on how our tools, and our capabilities supported their ability to do all those things, and I think they were caught a little bit off guard when our first response was, before we answer your question, we'd like to help you kind of level set on expectations and what's realistic in terms of what you can accomplish, in a fairly short amount of time. And I might add, I think the conversation started out with, well, how many people do you have, and how soon are you hoping to accomplish all this? So it was a difficult conversation, and they were set back on their heels a little bit. But as it turns out, I think not only did they find truth in what we were saying, but I think they wanted to kind of come back. It made them want to come back and re-engage with us even more, because they saw that we really understood, kind of what it takes to truly do enterprise architecture and deliver value.
Great. Second question for you is, you mentioned earlier the Visio, the vModeler tool that integrates with Visio. Are there other things that we offer, that CaseWise offers, that allows integration of other Microsoft Suite products to allow the gathering of business requirements from the extended team?
Yeah, sure. So Corporate Modeler has a very open interface. We can import from Microsoft Word, from Excel, from Microsoft Project. So really any of the tools, Microsoft Access. So really any of the tools in the Microsoft Office suite, we can interface with quite readily.
Okay, great. And I think this next question is an extension of that. One of the products you mentioned, Auto Modeler, and you talked about auto-generating diagrams. Can you further explain how that's done and from what sources?
Okay, yeah, good. So Auto Modeler is an auto import and export tool, but it also has some extended capabilities, one of which is, in fact, to actually generate models. So it can import, say, for example, a spreadsheet, and from that spreadsheet, based on the relationships defined in that spreadsheet, and the information in that spreadsheet, it can actually create a hierarchy diagram, and or it can create a dynamics diagram, which in our vernacular is basically a swim lane diagram or a business process diagram, showing the organizations as swim lanes, if you will, and then the processes that they perform, and actually the flows between those processes. Again, all based on that information being in the spreadsheet itself.
Great. Well, Chris, that's a handful of questions we've addressed so far. There's a bunch more. In the interest of time, what we'd like to do now is to send everyone off. We appreciate the time again today. We were hoping to do this in 45 minutes. It's 46 minutes. We will send the follow-ups to the remaining handful of questions that we're not able to answer now. And again, if anyone has any specific questions outside that haven't come in through so far, please feel free to email me or Chris White. Again, let me reiterate the presence of CaseWise, our on-demand section, as well as Facebook and Twitter. In the meantime, thank you so much again for participating in today's webinar, and we look forward to speaking with you in the future. Thanks again.